Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated. After hours.
Welcome back to another episode of BullTalk. Yeah, you voted. We chose. You didn't really vote. You just put in your suggestions, and we decided BullTalk. What are our thoughts about that?
I like it. I think it's clever.
I like it. It's definitely it's fun.
And yeah, the two people to the left and right of me, they look different, but they are the face of the Merry Night.
Yeah.
On my left, who do we have?
Hey, I'm Sydney. I'm one of the editors-in-chief.
Hey, I'm Deval. I'm another editor-in-chief.
I'm Elliot. I was here last time. I'm another editor-in-chief. And we are so happy to be here. This is exciting because this is the second episode, and we actually have a name, BullTalk. I wore a lighter mask this time because last time I was out of breath. It was crazy. So yeah, we're happy to be here. We got some tech people in the back watching us. It's kind of weird, but you know.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Hey.
Yeah, this takes like an hour and a half to set up, but it's worth it for you guys.
Of course.
So our first topic today is returning to school on Monday. That's what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
No Fridays.
Yeah, so we have off on Fridays. That's pretty exciting. I know you two are going back, right? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm very excited to go back because I was in cohort B and like all my friends were in cohort A. So this will be the first time I get to spend at least a month of school with them. So I'm excited.
And like at least for us seniors, we get at least a month of normal school before we graduate. And like my math class has 20 people. It was like more than some classes have in total. And what I'm like most concerned about or like interested about is like how clubs are gonna work when we're back. Are they gonna be in person? Because like sports has been meeting for a while, and I know some clubs would like to meet in person.
Yeah, that's interesting because I'm not going back. I was considering it, and then the deadline came up so quickly that I never filled out that path change form. So I'm not going back this week, but hopefully soon, maybe after spring break, we'll see. But yeah, the clubs, that's interesting because I know like I'm a class officer for the senior class, and they're already saying there might be a meeting in person. But I'm not even at school, so it is what it is. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do about clubs. I think it just depends on the amount of people in the club. Like I'm sure players will figure something out, and like other larger clubs that like it's important you're in school for.
Yeah, I know some of my clubs are like contacting Mr. Hughes to see if he lets us like meet in the courtyard after school. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people are going back starting this Monday, so it'll be interesting. I know a lot of teachers are vaccinated. They vaccinated 1,000 teachers last weekend. I think it's safe to say that almost all teachers are vaccinated at this point. Same with bus drivers, custodians, everyone in the building across the district. So I guess that makes them feel better. I'm not sure if all the students are protected. I'm not sure if all the parents are protected yet. And that was another concern I had on last week's podcast. But we'll see how it goes. I know Harrington just had some breaking news. Sydney, do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, I just got an alert that 10 Harrington students tested positive for COVID. I don't know how or what the deal is with that, but 10 students, I'm assuming they're all in the same group or were at the same place when they got it, but yeah.
I'm curious if it was some sort of party outside of school. Because that's a lot of people to get the virus at once. Yeah, so I don't know.
What do you guys think of the 3-foot spacing? They changed it from 6 to like 3, right? Or 4?
Yeah, so they changed it to 3 feet. That's what we talked about last time. But now it sounds like they're trying to stick with 4 to 6. So they're not going all the way to 3 feet because that goes against the CDC guidelines right now. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see because I know like desks are 3 feet apart now. So if you have a class that's full on Monday, then there's a chance you'll be closer than 6 feet to a lot of people.
And how do you know? Like Sydney, so what happened with you for like the LMSD back at school?
Oh yeah, so basically last night I think parents got an email from administration saying to check Power School to make sure you're in the correct pathway. So we checked Power School and it said I was at LMSD at home, so I was like, what? Because obviously I signed up to go back to school. So my family had to get involved and make sure that got changed because I'm a senior and I would really like to experience my last month of school in person. So that was a whole debacle last night. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's stressful because they're putting people on waiting lists now.
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, I haven't experienced that. I'm staying at home, which I'm sad about, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's for the safety of, I don't know, of the family, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, it's hard. It's still hard to get up in the morning, and I've got that the senior slump right now. But yeah, hopefully I'll be back with you guys soon.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you to be back in school.
Yeah. Hopefully we get a in-person Mary Night layout at least once.
Yeah, that's the plan for April. It looks like we're doing an April online issue, and then the final real issue of the year in May, and then matriculation as always in June with the new staff of the Mary Night. So we won't be around for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we were walking to school today, we noticed tents were up, right? You guys see that?
Yeah, in the courtyard.
I did, yeah.
What's that about?
Looks like they're doing outdoor classes now, which is interesting. I like the idea, but I also think the tents don't look so great. I think they take up a lot of the nice courtyard sun space. And there are also concerns with senior prom, which has to be at school at LM, which on its own is annoying, but okay, we understand it's COVID, we got past that part. But now they say they're not willing to take down these tents. And let me explain, these tents, it's not one big nice circus tent. It's multiple tents in a row in the courtyard where our prom is supposed to be. So we have gaps between the tents, which is really awkward, which looks funny. So if they're forcing us to have prom at LM and keep these not so nice tents up, I see some serious problems with that. It makes me a little worried. That's the bell. I don't know why there's a bell. It's teacher in service.
I think, yeah, I mean, that was the first time I saw those tents, and I think that it's not the worst thing in the world, but hopefully for prom, if it is held out there, you guys can, prom committee, you guys can do a little decorating. I know you said we had a theme, or there's a theme in the works.
Yeah, here it's Night Under the Stars.
Night Under the Stars. So.
Seems like a classic prom theme, especially for an outdoor prom.
Yeah, I think that's very fitting.
But we won't be seeing any of those stars with those tents up.
True.
Which makes me nervous.
Yeah. Not very fitting.
But I think we start a petition. They'll change that layout. I mean, it's our senior prom, and they're making us have it at LM. So.
Yeah, wait, so why are they making us have that? How come we couldn't get like a outdoor venue, you know what I mean? Is there like restrictions on that?
Yeah, so I think the health and safety committee decided, so that's like above Hughes, I want to say, or works alongside Hughes. So they decided that we had to do it outside at LM. They didn't want to use a different venue. Apparently that was deemed unsafe. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but like I said, we got past that part, but now we have these tents up. But we're planning a prom,
Yeah, very exciting.
We'll see how it goes.
And so, insider information, we've got a lot of extra money at this point, right? If we're not going to use it on the venue?
Well, that's what they say, but if we're doing rentals, I know we're bringing like 3 or 4 food trucks.
Oh,
So
cool.
it's definitely gonna cost money.
Yeah.
Tickets won't be free from what I'm hearing. But they should be cheaper than previous years because we don't have a venue. We don't have like the typical catering and like the sit down dinner, I guess.
We're
What's
getting
the,
a DJ? Any music
Yeah.
planned?
So last year's senior class, unfortunately, their prom was canceled. So they gifted us their DJ and their photographer because they had put deposits down on that, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about, what food trucks, you know yet? I'm
I
excited.
don't.
Oh.
I don't. I know there's a dessert one.
Dessert.
Ooh.
Oh, and nothing bunk cakes.
I don't know.
That would
Ooh,
kind
that
of
would
be
be
a
good.
good. That would be kind of a good
That
idea.
place is real good.
Yeah.
Not advertised.
I used to get like the little coupons in the mail for the free buntlets.
Yeah. Really
all that
good.
stuff. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We'll update you guys on that. So let's talk about sports. Basketball. So last time we had said that basketball season was basically over because someone had gotten COVID. They all had to quarantine and miss the Central League playoffs. But it turns out they're now in the district playoffs, District 1 playoffs.
Yeah.
And they're in the finals
Yeah,
playing
tonight.
tonight. Yeah, we're recording this on Friday. So that's a big turn of events. They've really picked it up after that COVID quarantine. Have you guys seen anything else about that?
I've been slightly following the basketball team. I think that this is a really good opportunity for them, and I think that they can use the obstacles they face with missing their Central League playoff run,
Right.
and use that tonight in the district finals. yeah, I'm excited to cheer on faces.
Yeah, and I know this is like the final ride for a lot of senior players. And I know Nate Moline has been really filming the games, putting together these really nice highlights I've been watching.
Yeah.
So that's very impressive. Hopefully we can have him on an episode of BullTalk soon. So that's pretty exciting. And we just want to bring on special guests in general in the future.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, so I know spring sports are back in full flame. I think they're doing the same safety precautions, masks at all times, weekly testing, that kind of thing. You guys know anything else about spring sports? Are you guys playing any?
No, I really don't know anything about spring sports, but
Yeah, not this
that's
year.
the inside information.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not playing a spring sport either, but
Yeah, hopefully they can just use the same precautions for them as they do normal clubs then. And we can maybe also meet in person. And how about a jazz band? Do you guys hear anything about that?
yes, I'm hearing they're practicing once again in person
Oh, really?
for like the first time all year. And they're getting COVID tests I hear, so they're kind of treating it as a sport. So maybe they can do that with clubs like the Marinite or TSA or debate team, Model UN,
Cool.
that kind of thing.
Obviously with like instruments like the trumpet or whatnot, you're essentially just projecting your entire like part
Oh
of
yeah,
the
I didn't even think about
quite
that.
dangerous, right? You can't play with a mask on. So I think it's definitely slightly risky. I don't know where they're going to be practicing, maybe in the auditorium. But I know like I'm in some orchestras outside of school, and even then we have like huge precautions. We have like special masks that we have to use for their like the tuba or the trumpet, and like very few people end up actually coming in, just because like the band people are projecting their entire like bacteria onto the string players essentially.
Yeah, I can imagine that being a spreader,
Yeah.
all the bacteria.
Yeah, I'm curious. Like the halls are going to be somewhat packed starting Monday, so I'm curious because we're not quite out of the pandemic yet. There's still a lot of cases. It might be stronger than it was last March when we all panicked, got out of school. So yeah, I'm curious to see what happens.
Yeah, a lot has changed, you know, getting back into the school. Even this room itself has been emptied out. It used to be thriving.
Yeah, this used to be exclusively reserved for the Marionite, so nobody really would be here during the day except for Marionite editors, you know, during lunch or on freeze. But now I think they have some challenge teachers teaching in here, which is a big change, but we welcome it. Still feels like the Marionite room. We still got the backdrop. We still got, you know, the old Marionites on the wall, that kind of thing.
It was really sad walking in here this morning, I'm not gonna lie. It was my first time in this room since last March, and a lot's changed. It's very, very, very disappointing.
Yeah, it's been a pretty slow year for like clubs like Marionette, because like our student body is like people who read our paper, and obviously with COVID we haven't been able to properly hand things out like we used to. We haven't been able to get as many readers, but like other clubs like TSA or mock trial are generally doing like fine, right? Just because like they have separate competitions, and I'm sure they're holding up fine. But obviously we're missing out on a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
What trips did you guys miss out on this year for like school stuff?
Namely TSA. I know that's like the big one. We were supposed to go to Orlando last year. We were supposed to go to Nashville, so we were robbed of that. And the state conference, of course. I don't know. I know we wanted to do some sort of Marionite trip. I know they've done one of those in past years to the White House, for example. We never got to do that. I don't know.
Well, last year we missed out on Six Flags,
We did.
Right.
which I was really looking forward to. Yeah.
I actually went to Six Flags in 10th grade. It was a good time. It was raining though, which was a little bit a bummer, but
Okay.
we still got to go on most rides. I think
Yeah.
what I'm most upset about is we're actually missing out on our orchestra Disney trip. We have the
Oh,
music
that's fun.
faculty goes like once every three years, and actually the seniors when I was a freshman went, but freshmen weren't allowed to go, and now we're the only grade missing out on it, which
Oh,
kind of sucks.
that does
Yeah,
suck.
it does.
Sucks.
Oh no.
Yeah, Disney. I know they had a meeting about Disney next year.
I know, it was so cruel.
They didn't let the seniors in.
Oh, that's so depressing.
So cruel.
Yeah, they didn't even let us come to the Zoom class when they were discussing it. They didn't want to make us too sad.
Oh
I
no.
know. Real bummer. That was a sad blow.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll still have graduation though. I was better.
Yeah.
Better.
Exactly.
I mean, graduation used to always be on Arnold Field, even like before COVID. Before they had it at Villanova, and then they had it at St. Joe's. Before that, it was always on Arnold Field, and hopefully they go in that direction this year.
You think so?
I think so.
Yeah, I want to hear the orchestra and band play us music, you know, as
Yeah.
we're walking up stage.
Yeah, and people can easily distance on the field. If you think about the math, people can easily be 6
Mhm.
feet from one another.
Yeah, and maybe by June they could even do an indoor venue. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, could.
High aspirations, but I think it could happen.
Mm-hmm. Potentially.
So have you guys seen a lot of the recent attacks in Atlanta on the Asian American community?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure. Do you guys know what the impact is on LM? What are people feeling around here?
I've seen a lot of Instagram stories. I don't know if there's any affirmative, like, actual, like, action going out. You guys know of any movements or, like, fundraisers that we can help out, shout out?
I have not, but hopefully this does get word like equivalent to the Black Lives Matter movement, because I think that movement has done really monumental things, especially in the LM community. So hopefully something similar can happen.
Yeah, likewise. I've seen the posts on Instagram, and I know there are movements, but I can't shout out a specific one. But yeah, I mean, there's so much hate right now in the U.S., and I think it translates to our community a little bit. So it's really unfortunate, and I really think we've got to move past that. We have a new president. Like, hopefully that changes things, but who knows? Clearly, people are still hating on others, attacking them, and it's really unfortunate because people. It seems as if people don't really read the news. They don't understand the facts and the real truth. People have a lot of theories out there, and it's hurting us.
It's really moving to see, like, people post about their own experiences and talk about how they've been discriminated against. And I think, generally speaking, it's hurtful for people to say that there isn't any discrimination against Asian Americans,
Right.
because it's not true. And I don't know. I've seen some like other movements branch off of this. Like, not much I want to discuss about, but I've seen people start to question some parts of, like, affirmative action, for example, because, like, Asian American students are put at a slight disadvantage. It's not huge, but I know, like, some people are, like, starting to talk about, like, whether or not it's just to put people who are, like, discriminated against at a worse standard, so to speak.
Right. It's unfortunate, and I think people need to learn the facts, and I think a lot of it translates to the virus. There's a lot of sentiment against that, but if you read about it, obviously it's nobody's fault. At least it's no American's fault, except for maybe Trump's for not stopping travel to the U.S. sooner. But yeah, that's a different debate. But it's definitely not any Asian American's fault for that matter.
Yeah, it's obviously like a big thing with, like, Trump even still claiming that the COVID virus is called the China virus. I think that's obviously very hurtful, and some people believe him blindly. So
Yeah, and I know Trump got the vaccine in private, is what I'm told, because he won't even promote the idea of getting a vaccine to his supporters. I think like 40% of Trump voters are still against taking the vaccine, which is going to slow down our path to herd immunity. And it just slows down progress in general, which is unfortunate.
I know some people in, like, Texas, for example, are actually already getting the vaccine who are not at risk at all. That's because some people, they just have so many leftover vaccines because people aren't taking them. My sister, for example, volunteered there for about 3 hours, and at the end of the day, they just gave her a leftover.
Yeah, I know a county in Arizona already opened it up to everyone 18 and up, no matter your condition.
Wow.
So I know Pennsylvania's a little slow about that. Montgomery County's slow on that. But hopefully it speeds up. Like, we want to get it before prom. We want to get it before summer. So yeah.
Yeah. So the freshmen can't get it, right?
I don't think so. Got to be at least 16, I think, to get Pfizer. They haven't done it sufficient amount of tests. But I'm not sure the rate at which young people even get symptoms. I think it's lower.
Yeah.
There's still a risk, of course, but at least it's a lesser risk. Yeah, so, I don't know, I think we can wrap it up here. What are your thoughts?
Sure.
I don't know, it's been real.
It has. This is a great time.
Yeah, we're still getting back, we're still getting that podcast vibe.
Yeah, I've never been on a podcast before, so gotta get into
Exactly.
that, routine.
Yeah. I don't know, it's been fun. I forgot to shout out Bob the Bear. He's here.
Shout out.
Yeah, he's having a good time. And we hope you had a good time. So we're gonna be clocking out from BullTalk. I don't have my bell today, but make sure you follow us on Instagram at MaryNight, on Twitter at MaryNight. Check us out. Check out our website. We just published our March issue, themarynight.org. Yeah, look out for the April issue. Look out for more episodes of the BullTalk. Subscribe to the Mary Night on YouTube. All right, clocking out. Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.